integrated tube as well. So if anybody has some solution, problems in designing their parts, you can come to us and we will help you out in giving you the right solution. Yes, tell us what you want. Together we can make it happen. Thank you for your attention, and it was a really short presentation considering I am in between your coffee break. And if you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you.
Yeah. You can raise your hand if you have any questions.
Hi, Ninesh.
Yeah.
Ninesh, I have a question regarding your polymer which are you using in lenses.
In which?
Lens application, vision application.
Okay.
So would you just update us that what is the index you are targeting with that polymer? Is it a high index or middle index or low index?
I think so Hitesh will be able to answer because he is more familiar with this kind of application.
Yeah, for lens, actually we are targeting the high refractive index, like values are very close to your normal eyes wear. Yeah, it's 1.5 and above. And even this can be also used for camera lens and some. No, this is not a cast lens. This is a microcrystalline polymer, you can say, granules. This is a special technology, Evonik, where we can offer a, you can say, instead of standard conventional semi-crystalline or amorphous, we offer microcrystalline, and which take care that the scattering lights does not affect on the human eye, and that's the reason you can get excellent transparency. And it's widely worldwide used in mainly in the camera as well as a lot of other applications where you require a human care. Yes, it's a mono. There are many ways to do it. One of the ways is even injection molding, because these polymers can be easily molded. It's not so difficult. Yes, monomers can be molded, and also we have a also called technology called as a fabrication. With the help of fabrication, laser sintering and laser technology, where you can cut it, groove it, shape it. So easy. Yeah, it's available. And we have a customers also in India. Yeah.
Thank you, Hitesh.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Tushar.
How many grades of Vistakip you have? And what is the compressive strength of your Vistakip?
The first question, we have more than maybe say 20 to 25 grades at least.
Neat grades. Only
unfilled grade. Unfilled grade we have something around 5 to 6, something around, depending on the molecular viscosity. And the second question was?
What is the compressive strength?
Compressive strength. That again, technical data, I need to check it. Maybe we can discuss it afterwards, because okay. I don't remember the exact value.
And finally, whose product was that which broke?
You must be knowing it, I am sure. I don't have to answer.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mandar, go ahead.
Excuse me. You're saying in your
just a second, I can take one.
You're saying in your portfolio that you're producing PVDF and PVDF films as well. So are you branding this product? Is there any brand name, or it is for just your internal use?
It's just for internal use, as you might be knowing. There were.
But you're producing PVDF.
No, we are not
on your own. So that is your combining or collaboration with somebody else.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask you one question.
Yeah.
See, there is one more plastic is available, the ultra high molecular weight product. Available market.
Can you be a bit closer to my?
Ultra high molecular weight product is available in market.
Okay.
How do you rate your product with compared to the ultra high?
That again depends on the application which you are targeting. We are not with any ultra high molecular weight. You are talking about the ultra high molecular weight polyethylene, right?
Right.
Frankly speaking, we have not done study on that. We are targeting on our own product competency and the application, and not done any benchmark reading, or you can say the studies competing with the polyethylenes. We consider them as basically a commodity only.
See, if you see India, basically ultra high molecular weight is being used very limited. Not still developed much in India. There's a vast market is available.
Okay.
And as you said, your product is also doing good. So I just wanted to understand that if there is a scope available in India, ultra high molecular weight product, then why the companies are not they are not doing research in this direction?
For ultra high molecular weight? Sorry, I didn't
So
get
basically, if you see the engineering solution, if you want to get for the toughness and the gear, you say you also give the solution for the gear part.
For the fuel part?
Gear.
Gear part, okay.
For Xerox machine or something, moving part.
Okay.
Ultra high molecular product is the solution for that. So why the companies are not doing research on the ultra high molecular product in India?
Sorry, I think so your voice is breaking also.
So why the companies are not putting research and development on ultra high molecular weight product development?
For product development?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can answer the question in the sense that these are all basically our high performance driven polymers. Right now, still as in India as a market, it's still very new niche where we, the volume, as you can say, is very less compared to if you are comparing with the polymers or say for engineering polymers, polyamide 6, polyamide 66, all this kind of a grade, where the volumes are there, but high performance polymer. So there has to be need investment justification for putting product development center or application center. There needs to be some justification. We cannot put the product or application center in every parts of the corner of the world. So we have put this kind of a setup centers in Shanghai in China for the entire Asia Pacific region, and we operate from them.
You are right that, but if you see the China is also working on the UHMW, basically very high, this ultra molecular weight product, and they are doing very good in this. They have developed many products. They are pushing it in the market.
Right.
So basically, if you compare India, again India has a very vast market available.
Yes.
That is why I'm just want to understand that case.
Yes,
if China is able to do it, why can't we can do it?
Dinesh, sorry to interrupt your discussion, valuable discussion actually. But in UHMWP, if you are considering UHMWP as a polymer, then that comes into the, you can say it's a transition polymer in between engineering, plastics and specialty. You know, for certain applications, we consider that material as engineering polymers.
Right. And
for certain applications, it's a specialty. So considering the Evonik product range, he's talking about extreme high performance plastic, where also UHMWP is competing.
Yeah, that's
okay,
right.
But it's a different chemistry together. You know, if you're considering as a polymer chemistry, it's a 100% different chemistry than what Nanesh have explained.
Absolutely.
So the application development and engineering researches are absolutely opposite, because this is a modified polyethylene what you get as a UHMWP with certain catalyst, and what he have mentioned is a different monomer technology, isn't it? So the total application focus is different for UHM and different for his products. So for UHM, there are certain polyethylene people and there are certain specialty people who are working on. Even we are also producers for UHMWP, and we are focused on from the different catalyst technology from polyethylene manufacturing to UHMWP. So that is a different topic what you are discussing from different angles. Okay. Yeah,
thanks for answering.
Thanks.
Yes, I heard the same question in the morning as well.
Yeah, 30% glass filled can be adhesive. Adhesion is possible without hot stamping?
Without?
By using your technology.
Yes.
Is it possible to bonding of thermostat housing, top and bottom?
Okay.
By using your technology, this nylon glass filled 30%?
But to whom you want to bond?
What's up? Pardon?
You are talking about the bonding. Bonding with,
yes.
with metal or with rubber?
This glass filled nylon top housing and bottom housing, both same material of thermostat top housing and bottom housing.
Okay.
After inserted the thermostat, we want to stick it together.
Okay.
Is it possible by your technology?
Principally, it should be no problem. We can do that. but we need to go into much detail about the temperature requirements under the bonnet for this kind of housing, and maybe we can discuss after this forum during the coffee break much more in detail, and we can work out something for sure.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.